Back and brew your favorite cuppa, as today is all about tea. This is the XP Today.
Good evening, one and all, and welcome to DXB Today. Tonight, we are celebrating International Tea Day, one of my favourite beverages. So we're going to bring you a piping hot episode dedicated and exploring the essence and the world of tea in Dubai.
See what you did there, Lane?
Yeah.
Piping hot episode. Absolutely. In this amazing desert oasis, tea has become more than just a beverage. It's practically a social ritual. It's an expression of hospitality and, of course, a symbol of tradition.
We'll discover some of the captivating tea houses, plus an exclusive interview with the comedy troupe all the way from Australia, Sooshi Mango. So, guys, I have a question.
Oh, God, straight in. OK, yeah.
Yeah, I want to know.
Let's go.
Chamomile or chamomile?
Oh, chamomile.
Chamomile.
Chamomile,
Yeah,
right?
chamomile.
So we're good.
Yeah.
OK, good. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so
thank you
much
very much. Just wanted to get that sorted.
You know, I mean, I know I'm English, so I'm going to love a cuppa, but I do love a cuppa.
We all love a cuppa.
Oh, yeah.
We all do. I mean, look, we are in where we are as well in terms of the region, and coffee is one of those amazing beverages. But
Yeah.
How dare you talk about coffee on a day like today?
I know. But I'm a tea lover as well,
Yeah.
and it's tea is massive in the region. Massive.
Was it one of those things as well, culturally, were you kind of brought up on it, Ahmed? Like, 'cause
Drinking tea, yeah.
Yeah,
at
I
home,
drink
yeah.
tea
So
for
usually
really
at home you have a, what do you call it?
Teapot?
Teapot and a coffee as well.
Yeah.
Is always at home. So you'd have that. It's with cinnamon. It's very nice. I like it with saffron as well in the tea. Yeah.
I used to have, so I always had tea even as a small child. So it was a dash of tea, but mainly just hot milk. Right? Yeah. And fun fact, my Nana Alice, love her, she used to put a little bit of sugar in it, and then my mum found out and told her off. But I loved a sweet tea. Yeah.
It's like karak.
Like karak,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like karak.
Well, actually, right. Well, our guest co-host for today exemplifies the power of when it comes to actually food in connecting people and bridging cultures and igniting conversations. And a little bit, he knows a bit or two about karak as well. Let's find out who he is.
Hi, I'm Payman Al-Awali, and I'm your guest co-host for tonight. I can't wait to be in the studio with you guys.
Yes, the one like Payman. He is a culinary connoisseur and entrepreneur and a cultural ambassador. And he'll be joining us just shortly. But now, I want to make a nice, good understanding of tea a little bit better. Now, what is the best thing to pair your tea with? What snacks would you say?
Plenty, I'm sure.
Yeah? What would you say?
Yeah, a lot as well.
Yeah?
Biscuits.
All right.
Crumpets.
Well, our very own Awa from Frying Pan Adventures knows exactly what this is all about, and she's going to show us the way. Check it out.
No morning of mine is complete without a cup of karak chai. But you know what's better than a steaming, hot, spicy cup of chai? It's having the right snack to pair with it. I'm going to take you to 3 of my favorite places in Old Dubai where you can get the perfect snack for your cup of chai. We're at Khalifa Walid, which is a tiny little cafeteria tucked away in the alleys of the spice souk. And what we're going to get is my favorite anda parotha chip sandwich. It's a flaky layered parotha, which is a Keralite-style bread, an omelette, cream cheese. We're going to hit it with some dakous or falcon spicy sauce. And then, of course, we're going to add some crushed chips Oman for that little bit of crunch. Roll it up, the perfect pairing for a cup of chai. All right, here we go. I've got my anda parotha chips Oman roll along with my hot cup of chai. You can see the actual chips are falling out, so he's done a good job adding tons of it in there. And here we go. Freshly made parotha, there's nothing better than that. I'm going to finish the rest of my anda parotha wrap, and then after that we're going to hit up another place where the crunch factor is going to be supreme. It's going to be fafra and jalebi at a neighborhood spot. Everyone knows about the Gold Souk, but what few people know is that tucked behind the alleys of the Gold Souk are all of these little homegrown businesses, and one of them is the one I'm going to take you through now. It's been around since 1994, and it serves vegetarian food and snacks to the Indian jewelers who work in the souk. We are at Avon Restaurant, which has been around since 1994. And as soon as you step into this tiny little place, you actually see this entire display of farsan, which are all of these different kinds of crunchy snacks. And they make for the most delicious pairing with a hot cup of chai. This sweet savory combination is the perfect match for a cup of chai. Fafra, which are deep fried gram flour wafers that you dunk into their green chutney, and then really syrupy, decadent saffron jalebi. There we go. So sweet and savory, and it's perfect just washed down with a cup of their fantastic chai. Now that we've grabbed 2 snacks with our chai in Al Ras, we're going to actually cross over to the other side and get our 3rd snack in the textile souk. I'm in a back alley of the textile souk that I like to call the Indian Railroad Alley because it really gives me the vibe of an Indian train station. This place actually has been around from even before the country became a country, and why they're special is not just because of the snacks that you can pair with chai, but they actually do a really special kind of matka chai, which is some crazy cross between a kulfi and a chai. It's a badam chai, so you get that rich, nutty quality of the almonds that they add into the chai. Now, unlike the other 2 places where you can sit inside and have your snacks, this is the kind of place where it actually is more fun to stand outside. You really get the street vibe, and this is where you have your samosas, pakoras, and chai. There you have it. That's 3 scrumptious pairings from Old Dubai along with your cup of karak chai. All of them that you can get in under 10 dirhams. If you haven't checked out this side of town, you really have to. These 3 places, as well as many more to explore.
They just showed my favorite snack, paratha, karak. It's my favorite breakfast. What do you guys think? Would you like have that?
I don't mind a couple of karaks now and again.
As long as they're a 1 dirham karak. I love Frying Pan Adventures. You have to follow her on social media. She's amazing.
It's really good, and it looked very delicious as well. Now, through his infectious enthusiasm and genuine appreciation for different cultures, our guest co-host inspires us to embrace diversity, foster meaningful connections, and celebrate our shared humanity. Please welcome to the show, Payman Al-Awadi.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Can I
it.
just ask very quickly, I have to jump in. Why are you so excited that Payman is on the show? Lane is dizzy.
Because he's one of my favourite people.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
Honestly,
Thank you.
honestly,
Thank you so
and
much.
obviously, yeah, we got a family connection as well. But it's but it's obviously when it comes to food and beverages, like you are one of the most people that look at. And you're shining in this region when it comes to that.
I appreciate that.
And you have been for years. So,
Thank you so
it's a
much.
pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, my pleasure to be
Well,
here.
we're not related, Payman, so I'm just going to straight up ask you. Tell us then, about where this all started, why this journey started, because, your Instagram is the one to go to.
So, wow, it's quite a long journey, but in a nutshell, we grew up with my father having a toy store. And my older brother and I always dreamt about having a little restaurant right next to the toy store. I'm not sure where that came from, but we always dreamt of it. And when we graduated college, we both came back to Dubai and we actually opened up a restaurant. We went into the food business. And I have to say, Anthony Bourdain, we read that book, Kitchen Confidential, and it got us excited about food. And when we built our restaurant, we actually built the recipes. We left our jobs, we worked in the restaurant, so we really, really loved that business. And, ever since then, we've just all been in food and content, and we love it. And we love to eat, you know?
It's the best two things.
This is it.
Yeah.
Do you know, and you're ever so humble when you just said what you just said about Anthony Bourdain, the late Anthony Bourdain, rest in power. You actually spent time with him.
Yeah, oh my God. We shot an episode of No Reservations, and he actually spent the rest of the day, he told the crew, he's like, can I take the day off? I just want to spend time in this family's house.
Yeah.
So he's actually sitting in our garden, you know, he's walking around, he's, you know, hanging out with the family. I mean, a beautiful man, God rest his soul. And inside, you know, in our house, just amazing. He was cooking with my mom in the kitchen. Wow. It was unbelievable.
Actually, hang on. How did that go down? Because you've got Anthony Bourdain, obviously world-renowned chef, and your mum.
Yeah.
So how did that? I bet she was telling him a thing or two, wasn't she?
It's the language of great cooks. It all just made sense, you know. And what we ate on the table was unreal.
Let's bring it back to tea. We're celebrating World Tea Day today. My goodness, you've probably had a cup or two, haven't you?
Oh yeah,
around the world. Tell us a little bit more about your tea travels.
So we're just a family that loves tea. We're one of those families where when you walk into the house or when you wake up in the morning, there's already a pot of tea, black tea, a pot of karak, and a pot of coffee. And it's free-flowing all day. It never goes out. So yeah, anytime you guys want any of those, please, you're welcome to the house.
I'm not going to say no.
And we just grew up like that. So everywhere we went, you know, and coffee obviously is a big part of Emirati culture.
Yes.
And tea became part of the culture a little bit later on.
Okay.
But the coffee is what you start off with. You have a little bit, and then you end up drinking quite a bit of tea. And the entire family is just like hooked on tea. You just black tea, sometimes with a little bit of rose water, sometimes with a little bit of saffron, you know, some things like that.
You were saying cinnamon too.
Cinnamon as well,
you
can put cinnamon as well.
I like cinnamon and like ginger as well, both of those. But it's usually with rose water. That's the one that kind of flows more freely in our house.
This is what I've realised, like, with tea in the region, obviously you have the different condiments that you put with it as well, but you don't really have a lot of green tea, really. It's not really explored here as much, is it?
I think it came here much later to the UAE, and I think it became mainstream much later. I think it has to do a lot with when people start talking about the health benefits of green tea and all that sort of stuff. But generally, it's one of those things where if you go to an Emirati's house, they're like, you want green tea? All right, I'll make it.
You ask them to be like,
that, right?
are you actually asking me if you want green tea? It doesn't work that way. I wanted to ask you as well, what's your take on iced tea or hot tea? Because, like, for example, I don't like iced tea at all. I don't think it's a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. So, I don't know. I don't think,
Ahmed's views are his own, and there's nothing to do with DXB today.
Yeah. So I just wanted to see what you think.
I tell you, I went to university in the US.
Yeah.
And we drank a lot. I was in Texas.
Okay.
So everything we ate, we had iced tea with it. So
I
had iced tea with it.
I grew to kind of love
when you have to ask for hot tea in America, I'm like, like, of course. Yeah. Where do you think the best cup of tea is you've ever had around the world? Not home.
I mean, India. No doubt that answer is straight up. It's the best place for tea. I mean, China as well, but India for me is my favorite.
And to sugar or not to sugar?
That is the question.
So for me, no sugar, dates with harda. You guys know what harda is?
Harda?
I don't.
Toasted sesame mashed up into a paste on top of the date.
Bro.
And you have that with tea.
Bro, I've never heard of that before.
So good.
That sounds amazing. Have you had that before?
Yes.
Ahmed, why have you never brought this into the studio?
Okay, next episode, I'll be getting some.
Great, thanks.
I'll get you some.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I was going to go with Ceylonese tea in Sri Lanka. That is amazing. And when it's just served right, not in a tea bag, you know, like actual tea leaves and a strainer and everything. And I guess maybe the setting helped as well. I was there looking over the ocean. It was unreal. We are going to catch up with you plenty more in the show. But
it's time for a quick break, but if your tea is done, make some more. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to DXB Today. We are joined now by our next guest, someone who is on a mission to make tea more colourful and help people connect over a nice brew. Please welcome the founder of BRW Society, Laura Manning. How are you, Laura?
I'm amazing. Thank you for having me.
Hey, look, if you're bringing a cup of tea, we don't mind whatsoever. before we go into everything that you've got in front of you here, tell us all about, is it BRW or is it Brew, I should be saying?
It is Brew Society.
Okay, Brew Society.
We wanted to try and have a more modern name for a tea, so we were trying to be a little bit cool, like
Nice.
The Weekend, and we dropped our vowels just to show we're a tea brand that's not conforming. We want to shake things up a little bit.
Okay, nice. So tell me then about the Brew Society. Why have you decided to start it?
Well, I moved to Dubai in 2018, and when I moved here, I just really missed all of the tea that was available back in the UK, all of the kind of indie bands with really cool, unique, different recipes. And I had this light bulb moment where I just thought, I need to bring these really exciting recipes to the UAE, and boom, Brew Society was created.
So when you talk about exciting new recipes and difference in the blends that you have, what stands out as different that you have, and what's your favourite?
Okay, so I think everything we do is pretty unique, but our best-selling blend, and the one that's my favourite, is our Organic Glow. Okay. And what we've tried to do is create a fruity tea that has 0 caffeine in it, but it's really good for your skin and your complexion, so it keeps your skin plump and hydrated.
We all
How
need this.
excited
We all need it. Tell me that's what that is.
Unfortunately, I didn't bring that with you today. I'm sorry.
That's amazing. I mean, a lot of people talk about the health benefits of tea, and maybe there isn't enough education about that.
I agree with you completely.
How was it when you guys got here?
Well, we had to do a lot of education, and I think we're still on that journey now, teaching people why you would drink different functional teas and what are the purposes behind them, but also teaching people of the benefits of conventional tea. So what does green tea add to your life? What does black tea? So I think we have a bit of a journey to go, but it's really exciting, and I love sharing that with people and for them to really see how tea can enrich their lives.
I see on the table you've got different types from Brew Society, and of course you've got us something to try. So can you please talk us through what you've brought us in the studio?
Sure, I will do. So I brought you today a cold brew,
Yes.
so I hope I'm going to change your mind on iced tea.
That's going to happen. Let's see, because it looks really nice and smells very fruity.
Yeah, it's absolutely a taste explosion in a cup. So basically what I've done here is I've cold brewed fruit tea, and cold brewing involves using room temperature or cold water, and you're basically infusing the tea, and you're using time instead of heat to extract the flavour out of the tea leaves or the fruit pieces or the herbal blend. And that's what I've done today. So this has been cold brewed overnight. It's quite fruity. You could also sparkle it too. There's so much you could do with tea. But hopefully you're going to love it. Yeah. Would you like to try?
Let's do it. So let's pour. Let's pour some.
I'll help you pour.
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to do Lane.
Yes,
Look
indeed.
at Lane pretending to
Indeed.
be polite.
I actually have one of these whole contraptions as well at home.
They're so easy
Yeah,
and convenient
it's brilliant,
to
isn't
use.
it?
Is there a difference then between an iced tea, per se, and a cold brew? It is literally just that time process you're saying?
So an iced tea, usually you'd make it hot and then you would leave it cool down and add ice.
Right.
So you're basically getting all of the caffeine and all of the tannins out of the tea. Whereas when you cold brew it, you're releasing less tannins and less caffeine. So particularly like a black tea or a green tea, when you cold brew it, it's less bitter. So it's more palatable. It's a cleaner, smoother drink to have. So if you do find green tea quite bitter, try cold brewing it.
I'm interested to see what Ahmed thinks of this cold brew.
Very excited.
What flavour is this?
So this is one of our best-selling fruit teas called Miami Ice. It has elderberries, currants,
This is so
papaya.
Let's get it.
Actually,
Are you just saying
I'm
that?
not just saying that. It's actually good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's so refreshing and it's really fruity.
Yeah, that's banging.
And oh, I'm so
It is
glad you
banging.
like
That's
it.
a banger. That's a banger.
I love you, Laura, so
Yeah,
much.
it's good, isn't
Laura
it?
has genuinely
Very good.
been here like all this afternoon, just being just so happy with tea and life. And thank you for bringing it to us.
Oh, you're
so,
so welcome.
can we, how do we get hold of your products? Do you have a website? Is it Instagram? What's the best way for us to? Because you've got so many.
We do. We have around 20 different tea bag flavours and over 100 loose leaf teas, so it depends on your preference. The whole range is available on our website, which is www.brwsociety.com.
Because you're cool, obviously.
Yeah, because we're cool. But also you can pick us up in supermarkets. We're in Carrefour, we're in Spinneys, Kibson's online, Amazon. There's multiple places where you can get a good cup
That is
of brew.
amazing. Like, congratulations.
Thank you.
In 5 years, what an incredible success. Here's to the Brew Society, everybody.
Amazing.
Thank
Brew
you.
Society.
Brew Society. Brew Society.
I'll have some later.
Laura, thank you so much for coming on. Genuinely, right, the boys are all busy. Thank
you for
Laura,
having me.
coming on. Right, our spotlight today is on a brand that has mastered the art of tea making with its exquisite collection of flavours. Check out our interview with the founder of Haya Tea. It's Haya Tarek.
Hi, my name is Haya. I am the owner and founder of Haya Tea, which is wordplay on the Arabic word hayati because tea is my life. When I started this brand, I did that because I simply could not find in Dubai the teas that I wanted to drink myself. Now we stock at multiple restaurants that are listed on MENA's 50 Best. During COVID, I developed a heightened interest in learning more about tea, and in that process, I realized that I simply can't find over here the tea that my sensei was sending to me and the tea that I wanted to drink on a daily basis. When I launched this brand, I found that there's still a large chunk of the market that needs to be educated on what good quality tea is or what tea even really is. If we just compare ourselves to where we were when we started and where we are right now, there has already been so much progress in how much more aware and educated people are on high quality tea, whether that's in the F&B segment or in the B2C. Dubai is home to me. It is a great place to do business. People are kind, warm, loving, and because there's so many people over here that aren't really from here, it is a great melting pot of cultures. A relaxed day in Dubai involves me waking up, making myself a bowl of matcha, going out with my friends. I love going to Kinoya for lunch, and then 1004 Gourmet for grocery shopping afterwards. And then we'll head to the beach. So the first thing that we have to do when making matcha is we will rinse the bowl. This is a very important step of the process because we use water that is no warmer than 65 to 75 degrees, and therefore if we don't preheat the bowl, the temperature will further drop. You can sift your matcha directly into your bowl, or you can sift it into the natsume before making your matcha, which is how they do it traditionally in Japan. While we're rinsing the bowl, we will also moisten the whisk. This will prolong the life of the whisk as it will soften the bristles. For koicha, you're essentially using 4 grams of matcha powder per 35 ml of water, and for usucha, you're using 2 grams of matcha powder per 70 ml of water. To achieve a really thick, velvety froth on the matcha, you want to whisk very quickly in an M or Z-shaped motion. And that's really how easy it is to make matcha on a daily basis. It is incredibly healthy for you. It is packed with L-theanine, and the caffeine in matcha actually gets released much slower than the caffeine in coffee, thus giving you a sense of calm alertness for 6 hours at a stretch, unlike the jitters that you get from coffee.
Yes, indeed. Matcha is one of my favourite forms of green tea, actually. Very, very nice. Now, it's time to find out what's buzzing in the city. Brother A, what you got for us?
Thank you, Lane. I have the latest from the world of teas. Can you guys guess what it is?
Go on.
Mushrooms. People are now finding more ways to include fungi in their everyday routines to reap their healing benefits, and drinking mushroom tea is one of the oldest and trendiest ways to consume these shrooms.
That's bizarre. What
Yeah.
do you like? What does that even mean?
I don't know. Like, I've never heard about it. I didn't know that you can make tea out of mushrooms, actually.
Yeah, I've heard chaga tea is quite a big thing. I haven't had it myself personally, but
Yeah.
it turned into a big thing about 5 years ago.
Heyman,
Yeah.
this sounds like something right up your street. You've had a mushroom tea.
I've had mushroom coffee. I have not had
coffee.
mushroom tea, actually. Yeah, so mushroom coffee is quite popular.
They say that, so it says here that there's reishi chaga, as you said, and lion's mane, a great source of micronutrients and antioxidants known to help manage stress and inflammation. get me a cup of mushroom tea right now.
Well, lion's mane is definitely one of the most amazing things you can have as well. But I've never had it as a tea before. So, yeah, it's very interesting, actually.
It does seem strange, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, Payment, forget mushroom tea. You make your own tea. When I say make, is that brew your own tea, grow your own tea? Give us more info.
So I created my own blend.
Okay.
So the thing with me is I travel a lot, and every time I travel, I want the tea that I have at home. Yeah. So after years of traveling, I was like, this is not going to cut it, and I have to create my own blend.
Hang on, he's reaching in his pocket here.
You legend.
Look at this.
You legend.
It's homemade. Home blended, I should say.
Home blended.
Nothing fancy or anything like that, but I just wrote Specialty
Arabia.
Hashtag tea pay love. We've got here Specialty Arabia. Hashtag tea pay love.
Wow.
Now, is this available to buy?
It currently isn't. It's just for me, actually.
Oh, okay.
So
You say you. It's mainly for me now.
But
you keep it.
Maybe I will.
Hide it.
Can I open it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please do.
My pockets are fake, so I actually can't steal it, but I will try.
But this
I've got 2 pockets. I can put it for you.
This is exactly the tea like how my mom makes it at home.
Wow.
And I just take it with me, and everywhere I go, all I need is some hot water, and I'm good to go.
But what? So why then? What is? Are you going to tell us? Is it a secret recipe? What's in it?
I can tell you. So it's basically Assam tea from India.
Okay.
Okay.
And I love Assam tea. I've blended it, so there's 2 types of teas from Assam. So you've got the leaf tea, and then you've got the little circle, kind of smaller ones, which is good for karak chai, by the way.
Okay.
So I kind of mix the 2 of them. And there's a few other things in there as well, teas. But generally what I like my tea super strong. And tea from Assam is strong. It's got like a dark color if you leave it to seep long.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot of caffeine in there. So I guess that's probably why I do it at the end.
Then you can have it in the morning to keep you up,
Absolutely.
wake you up instead of having coffee early in the morning.
What do they say? And is this true? Does tea have more caffeine than coffee?
I think some teas would have more caffeine than others. So Assam tea is known to have, and some of Assam tea is known to have more caffeine in it.
Okay.
Yeah, it
depends on where you get it.
Yeah, it depends how it's processed as well by the tea master.
Well, thank you for this.
The tea master. We're going to talk about that in more detail. When we return from the break, we will be learning about the very enthusiastic tea community in the city. Be right back. Welcome back. Our next guest today is a community builder and is dedicated to teaching people the art of tea making. Please welcome Nermeen Nasser to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm fascinated with all the communities that you've built. Can you please tell us more about it?
So, yeah, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm the founder of Engulf Art, which is a cultural marketing consultancy. And basically, it started from me building different communities for different cultural traditions. So I've built communities for filmmakers, for artists, for writers, for photographers, and also for tea. So I've built big gatherings over the love for people's tea.
Before we dive into the tea, because I am very excited about everything you got going on here, what do you mean you've built these communities? Like, how have you done that? Why have you done that? I'm fascinated.
So I'm actually born and raised here, and I was an artist myself. I am an artist, and every time I'd speak to other artists, I'd see that we were kind of underrepresented here. And then when I'd work with agencies, I'd find that when they would need artists, they would fly them in from overseas because they wouldn't know how to connect with them here. And I'm like, but there's so many of us here. So I kind of started building these communities around, like music communities, dance communities.
I love it.
Different creative talents and then I connect them to brands so they get opportunities.
Nice.
That is amazing. How does one get to know about all the communities and get to join? Are you guys offline, online, both?
So most of my events are offline. So COVID was not good for me.
Okay.
But I have Dubai Jiggy, which is the creative community. I host creative culture nights where I get different types of communities to meet each other and collaborate. And then the consultancy is actually called Engulf Art, and that's how brands and companies know me.
And I've actually been to some of your events.
Yes, you have.
Oh, yes, I have.
We've bonded over our love for tea, actually.
This is it. Exactly, exactly. So tell us more about those events and those specifically those tea events.
So actually, I did my master's in Australia, and over there I was working for an herbal remedial tea company, and I would go around Australia selling remedial teas, and I was never into tea before that. And then I came back to Dubai, and I was obsessed with tea, and I found that there weren't communities around tea, so I built it. I partnered with different tea companies. I would get them to host, talk about the culture of tea and the art of tea and how to cultivate it, how to harvest it, and it used to bring so many people together. Even people who don't love tea but just want to learn about a new tradition. So, yeah, it used to bring a lot of people together.
I mean, I think tea brings people together sort of anyway, doesn't it? And I'm loving and listening to every word you're saying, but just looking at the tea in front of you. What have you got for us today? What are we trying? I want to know more.
So,
Lane.
Sorry. Was I supposed to wait? Because I can't. You can't have this in front of me and not.
I have bought little tasters for you guys to smell the different blends and infusions.
Payment this is right up your street, isn't it?
Let me raise up my sleeves a little bit and see what.
Okay. So what is it we're trying to see, hear,
Just
smell?
What can you smell really? What stands out to you?
What can you smell?
That feels more herbal and kind of lighter.
Yeah, that's herbal. It's more like a green.
This one is like more.
Oh, this is
yeah.
Oh wow! I smelled this.
Yeah,
and I was thinking,
different blends.
I'm not an expert when I smell this one, but yeah.
A tea expert.
Yeah, this is great. Okay, so what do you do at these meetups then? Just get people to smell tea?
The thing is, I'm a solo traveler. I've been to 38 countries now, and I buy teas from everywhere I go, and I study their tea culture wherever I go. So I'd like to basically buy these teas, and I bring them back, and then I educate my fellow tea lovers, and then we exchange tea stories, and we get each other to try each other's teas, because the good thing about Dubai is everyone's from everywhere, right? Yeah. So all my friends have their own tea blends. Somebody's bought it from some village in Russia, and then we'll we'll try each other's teas, and we'll just chat over tea.
Amazing. Traveling the world and learning so much about tea. Do you have a favorite? Is there one type of tea that stands out for you?
Big question.
Yeah, it should be.
I can't answer.
I answered. You got to give me.
Yeah, you got to answer.
We're quite forceful.
Something that you would always go back to.
Morocco.
Oolong.
Morocco. It's not. Their tea is mint green tea, but there's something about the culture of drinking the tea there, the best.
Yeah, how they pour the whole thing.
And
you get the froth on top.
I've had the best tea experiences in Morocco.
Exactly, that's how they do it.
Okay, no, that is nothing like it, Lane. But thank you anyway.
I like how he's just helped himself. He's just on his own.
Yeah, I know.
Quick tip on Moroccan tea. I'm sorry.
Go on.
Use peppermint instead of normal mint, and thank me later.
The actual peppermint plant?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Instead of normal mint. Thank me later.
And that is exactly what today's show is all about. Narmeen, thank you so much for coming on, and we hope that your tea communities and other communities thrive.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be fantastic. Right, Payman, now you've been here all show, so now it is time to quiz you on how much you've been paying attention. This is the DXB in 60. You've got 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible about what has happened on today's show.
Oh boy.
This should be fun. Do you want a cup of tea to keep you going?
I'm good.
We are going to have 60 seconds on the clock. Yes. In 3, 2, 1. What was the topic of today's show? Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Correct. Who showed us what snacks to pair with our tea today? Was it Arwa from Peter Pan Adventures or Arwa from Frying Pan Adventures?
Arwa from Frying Pan Adventures.
Correct.
A good friend.
Who is the founder of the Brew Society? Is it Laura Manning or Tim Horton?
Laura, of course. Laura Manning.
Haya Tarek is the founder of Hayati or Yalati?
Of Hayati.
Great name though, Yalati. Which community builder dedicated to teaching people the art of tea making was a guest on today's show? Was it Narmeen Nasser or Chef Shaheen?
Narmeen.
The popular restaurant Philly is best known for their coffee or chai?
Oh, karak chai.
Karak chai indeed. What is responsible for the stimulating effect of tea? Is it caffeine or nicotine?
It is caffeine.
Correct. Which tea is known for its calming effects? Is it chamomile tea or peppermint tea?
Whoa, chamomile?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what we've got here. What is the name of DJ Bliss's song about tea? Hold on.
I need
Time is up. Oh, but it's right. You got it. Listen. You've got 8 points today. Round of applause. 8 points. That was actually really good. And let's have a quick look on the lead. You are second.
Oh, get in.
Should I have gone quicker
medal.
for you? Sorry, Payman. But listen, congratulations. Honestly, thank you so much for doing that. Well done. Congrats.
Thank you very
Pleasure,
much.
man.
Thank
Thank you so much,
guys.
Buzz. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the tea as well.
Pleasure.
Brilliant.
It wasn't a gift, for sure.
Right, now quick break time, and then when we get back, we've got a comedy interview coming up, and we've got an announcement to make. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to DXB Today. Now, I am joined in the studio by 2 local musicians, and they've got a very exciting collaboration. First of all, welcome Aston and SQ. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Oh, we are very excited. Aston, you've been on the show before.
Always good to be here.
Right?
Love being here. Love the tea as well.
Yeah, that's... Hey, have you had a cup of tea already?
Oh, my goodness, you caught me in a film. Not yet.
Now, we were talking earlier about something really important that you have co-founded, the Emirates Musicians Association. Tell me a little bit more.
Yes, so the Emirates Musicians Association is the first of its kind in the UAE. It's meant to be a formal representation of the music community in the UAE.
It's amazing. Why have you done it? Why is it important, you think?
It's important because we believe that at this time, with a very diverse talent pool that we have in the Emirates, it would be useful and valuable to the community to have sort of like a front face of the community to the Emirates and the world.
I love it. I think it's super, super important because there are many musicians here in the UAE. Right, so let's talk about why you're both here together. Aston, tell me more.
Yeah, so I moved here 2 years ago, and one of the first musos I met was SQ.
Okay.
And it was amazing because we connected immediately. He actually saw me playing harmonica.
Okay.
And he was like, we got to get you in the studio to do that. And I was like, actually, you said you're a rapper, so would you please be on one of my tracks? And he's honoured that, and it's been amazing to work with him.
No way. So what we're going to hear today is an original track.
Yeah.
You've written.
I've written, and then there's a Arabic rap.
Okay, interesting. So what else should we expect then? Is it going to be available for us to download?
Absolutely. 26th of May, next week Friday, it's dropping, and hopefully we can perform it. That's essentially, we want to be on stage more together, we want to perform and build an audience.
So now we need to come up with a group name for you, surely. Are you just going to... You can't just be Aston and SQ.
Ooh, you put us on the spot here. We haven't really thought about that.
SQ Ton.
Yeah, maybe we should ask the viewers. Well, look, we're really, really excited. Is this the first time you've performed it on TV?
That's correct.
I am very excited.
Exclusive. DXB Today.
Exclusive. Before we let you go, where can we find out about you guys individually and where you are performing around the Emirates?
Aston Wiley on Instagram and SQ Music.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Sounds great. Right, I'm going to let you guys get set up because I'm mad excited because I saw you doing the sound check a little bit earlier. But for now, we are going to hear from a comedy trio that is in Dubai, and it was absolutely fantastic. This is Sooshi Mango.
And here we are with Sooshi Mango. First time in the UAE. How does it feel, Joe?
It's hot. It's hot. There's sweat coming in places that haven't ever come before. But look, we're absolutely loving it.
And it is your first time here. A lot of people maybe not aware of who you are if they're not Australian. So tell us a bit of background. How did Sooshi Mango begin? And why the name Sooshi Mango? I'm a bit confused.
The first answer is we started messing around in our car with an iPhone, and now we've landed in Dubai 7 years later. So that's the really short version. Real short version.
You seem like family men, very family oriented, because I'm guessing a lot of the characters that you do are based off of certain people. So, like, is it your families? Is it your family friends? Is it your uncle, aunties? Who are these characters like based off of Andrew?
They are everyone and everything that we grew up around. Basically, our uncles, our aunties, our teachers, the fruiterer down the street, the barber. They're a collaboration of all these people, crazy people who get up all kinds of shenanigans, and we just replicate them, really. That's all it is. Yeah.
Hey, Mom, hon. Hello, you hungry? I'm making some food for you now. Sit there. down. I'm not hungry. Can I make something small? Sit down. I'm full. I can't have anything else. Something small. Sit down. I'm full, mate. I can't have anything. I'm absolutely stuffed.
All right, Mum, I'm going home, all right?
I have to wait till 1 minute to take some food home with you.
Relax, I've got plenty of food at home. Don't worry about it.
Relax. Nothing. 2 things here. Take on.
No, I've got everything. Seriously, I've got everything. It's all right.
No. It's all right. One thing I'll give you now. One thing. Come on.
I'm okay. Don't worry about it.
All right.
All right, Mum. I'll see you tomorrow.
Amazing. And speaking of the UAE, speaking of Dubai, like, forget about the show aspect. What do you think of the country? It's your first time here. What have you noticed? What have you been weirded out by?
Let me tell you, Dubai is absolutely amazing. Or you think like I've been to places like Vegas and stuff like that, but this is where the bright lights are. You know, you drive down the street, you see all the pretty lights and pretty buildings, and everyone's dressed well and well mannered, and it's just amazing. It's a great vibe, great place. And, you know, when they asked us to come here and open up the comedy festival at Coca-Cola Arena, we were we just jumped at it. We're like straight away, we're there. It's a dream come true for us, you know, to be doing it here. We never thought we would, and we hope to keep coming back year after year.
I know you don't like to do your characters sort of without your costumes. Is there any chance you could do some sort of skit that you're comfortable doing for DXB today?
Well, look, listen, it's hard because we are method actors, actually. Sorry, can I just say Rudolph the Red? No, I'm joking. Well, I mean, look, you do a bit of an accent, don't you?
Well, I can do an impression of my dad.
What's that?
Yani Faris, why are you on TV? You become an engineer like your brother, and you go to school, you do a good job, you're a clown, Muharraj, on the screen, why?
Go get a job, but do something better. Why you do this TikTok dance, everything? Get a job, build a house, save your money, earn some money, get married, and then let's become a good boy like that, all right?
That's all right. Buying that's a t-shirt. No one looks like a 6-year-old person's draw on top. Get a haircut, shave, and you look beautiful, all right?
Sorry, Baba. Sooshi Mango, you've been great. Thank you so much for being on DXB today.
Thank you so much.
And there it is, our funny man, Faris, with the wonderful Sooshi Mango. Now, don't forget, the Dubai Comedy Festival is still on until the 21st of May, so make sure you don't miss the last weekend of the shows.
Now, it's time to announce our winner. Can you guys drum roll? And the winner is Rula Rafe. Rula will get to experience a food and beverage package for 2 at Demon Duck at the beautiful Caesar's Palace Hotel.
Oh, that is amazing. I am going to Demon Duck, not this weekend, next weekend.
I need to book, I need to go, because
that wasn't an invite.
Amazing. Well, can I come? Can I join you?
I need to get Ruler's number so I can go with him, because that package is an amazing package, what he just won, you know.
Really?
Yeah, full whistles and bells, everything.
That's what it's all about. Competitions here on DXB today. That's
Indeed,
what we love. Right, well, that is all from us tonight. Have an amazing weekend, whatever you are doing. We will see you next week. But for now, Aston, SQ, over to you.
Check. It's like the first time you let me pick and choose, but baby, it's just you. You were born to shine. You better hold on to these handles, 'cause I'm beginning to change angles. 'Cause once we're in, we're through. There's nothing left to lose, yeah. 'Cause you turn up when I need you most. You're more than just a friend. And when you're gone, I feel your ghost. And I just pretend. Everybody now. Hey. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. Hey. I don't know if you could ever leave my mind again. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. We came together one and one. Tra-la-la, now it has begun. You make me feel I'm out of practice. Yeah, I need another breath. Feels like there's nothing left. Your body's made for mine. So I said now, you better hold into these handles, yeah, 'cause I'm beginning to change angles. And once we're in, we're through. A boom, 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 yeah. I want you in my room again, 'cause you turn up when I need you most. Yeah. You're more than just a friend. Hey. And when you're gone, I feel your ghost. And I just pretend. Hey. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. Yeah. I don't know if you could could ever leave my mind again. Tra la 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 la. We came together one and one. Tra la la. Now it has begun. Tra la 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 la. Jim. I don't know if you could ever leave my mind again. Tra la 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 la. We came together one and one. Tra la la. Now it has begun. Hey.
راسي بينفجر ترى تصيح ديني بلاش ضايع اللي يفتاش رش ماي ورد على الجرح مكس مش ما بحش فيك علمي خوياتك يوم يسأل وش فيك وصلنا لطريق مسدود انا الغلطان مبهور هو ريال محشوم وحين تليفونه مقطوع tra la 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 I gave you my all raw feelings from the core like you never seen before huh
tra la 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 hey. We came together one and one tra la la now it has begun
gun
troubles hey. Me and you hey. And my bones on show hey. It's a heartless road hey. I need your touch to fill my soul I'm a troubled today hey. Trouble to be me and you and my bones on show it's a heartless hole hey. I need your touch to fill my soul I'm a troubled youth could you be my home
hey.